Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play-to-earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about the Riftwatchers set, specifically cards that I think are the misses, or if you were to say studs and duds, these are probably the duds in the Riftwatchers set. And now the cards aren't final at this point in time. We still have a few more days of testing on the QA server before we're able to open packs and before these card stats are final. But I wanted to share a clip from last night's Splinterlands TV Twitch stream where we talked about specific cards that I think are underwhelming as part of the Riftwatchers set. That being said, I think the set is fantastic. I think it is definitely over exceeding expectations here, and I think it's, for a mini set, pretty much a must-have. But that being said, let's hop into the clip here. Let's talk about the Riftwatcher misses or duds or underperformers, whatever you want to call them. This is my take on it. Let me know in the comments below what you think on these cards, and until next time, keep stacking those stats. When they announced that Riftwatchers was going to be 43 cards, that was interesting to me, because they're making it a pretty big and diverse set. So when we talk about the cards itself, when we see the cards on the QA server and we look at those, I was surprised in that when I look across those cards, for the most part, I really feel like I need pretty much all those cards in my deck to be competitive moving forward. There are just a lot of really great cards that, if you have them, especially at the diamond and champion levels, they're going to help you get wins that if you don't have them, you're just going to lose those matches. So it's almost like a must-have mini set. And what I wanted to do is spend some time talking about, at least for me, the misses in the set. Because I think for the most part, the set is really, really strong. And when I went through and I did the analysis of the cards, there was just a lot of great cards. And it would take me probably way too long to go through each card and talk about why it's great and what you could use it for. So what I've done is basically summarized, at least for me, the cards that I think in the Riftwatchers sets are misses. And I guess it probably goes without saying that pretty much every card in the set besides these 7 cards are cards that I'm very happy with and would like to have them in my collection. Like, for example, the way I look at this is when I look at Chaos Legion, there are just cards in Chaos Legion that I don't need to have leveled up, that I don't really use. Things like the 1-mana cards, like the Radiated Scorchers, or some of the cards like the Shadow Snitch. These are cards that, if I didn't have them in my collection, it's probably not a big deal, because I'd probably never use them even if I did have them. So this is kind of where I look at these particular cards. These are cards that I could probably live without if I didn't have them in my collection. And cards that, if I'm looking to pick up single BCXs in the marketplace, are cards that I'm probably going to pass on, initially at least. The first is the Coastal Nymph here. It's got Scattershot, it's got Affliction, it's got good archery damage, but it's got 9 mana cost. And I just don't know when I would use this card. It doesn't have any supporting abilities like a Reflection Shield or a Triage or anything else that I'm really going to get benefit from. And even its speed, at 4 speed with no modifiers to get it higher, I don't see I would use it with Aquatis. I'm not going to really use it with Kalia. So for me, this is a pass for me. Now, Sea Stalker is a little bit different. It's also an archery card, 8 mana here, in the fact that it's got Camouflage, Snipe, and it's also got 2 supporting abilities in Cleanse and Amplify. Basically, it could replace things like a River Nymph, as an example. It can be a higher mana River Nymph, because the River Nymph is 4 mana with Cleanse, Amplify, and Swiftness, but doesn't do a lot of damage. So this could be an alternative to use in higher mana matches, but again, for me, it's probably going to be a pass. It's not a terrible card, but it's not one that I'm going to use a lot. It doesn't have high speed. It doesn't really fit in with Kelia or Aquatis necessarily greatly. So another pass for me. Dalin, even with the cripple fix, I still am not sold on cripple being a great all-around ability that I'm going to want to equip my entire team with. Yes, when you have a large taunt monster that has shields and has like a heal or backed up by something like that, it becomes helpful, but I just don't see it as something that I'm going to really play. Queen of Crows, similarly. I mean, it's good for like a Lost Magic keep your distance rule set, but that's pretty specific. That those would come up together, or even if they came up apart, like keep your distance. There's a lot of other cards that I'd probably prefer than a 9 mana Queen of Crows. And with Lost Magic, similarly, there's other routes that I would rather take than probably Death with this card leading the charge. So gonna be a pass for me, not gonna be something that I'm super interested in maxing out anytime soon. Time Meddler as well for life. 8 mana here. You can't use it in Lost Magic, so you're going to have to use it probably in Keep Your Distance rule sets. Here it's got Return Fire, Dodge, but it's only got 3 speed. And it's got, for 8 mana you get 2 magic damage. And it doesn't have Phase or Void Armor. Just not a fan of this card. It's very situational, and not something that I'm gonna be rushing to use in a lot of battles. Same thing with a Rune Slinger. The mana cost isn't terrible, but it's just got abilities that, Affliction and Cripple, I mean, not super strong. The stun is nice, a 5 mana stun. It's not bad. I mean, it's got good health, decent speed, and not terrible range damage, but for the same mana cost, you can get magic damage with a stun. And I just, I can get Affliction from Dr. Blight's, and I really don't need the cripple. So I don't really know how I'd use this with the life team. Maybe under Sloan it would be a little bit more beneficial with 4 archery damage, but it's not going to be a play that I'm going to look to use. And then Runemancer Atuat here at 9 mana. It just doesn't have enough magic damage or speed to really make me ever want to use it. Last Stand is fine, but even Last Stand's only going to get it to go to 5 magic damage with 2 speed. So by the time it gets to the front line, hopefully you can take care of it because it's not super scary. The Force Field is nice, but again, I mean, it's not really too much of a threat at 9 mana doing 3 magic damage necessarily. So it's a pass for me as well. But these are my cards that when I look at Riftwatchers that are probably going to pass on and really focus on the rest of the set, which is roughly, 36 other cards. So there's quite a bit of other great cards in this set. What are your thoughts on these cards? Are these cards that you like, or am I missing some use cases for these cards that you think will make them must plays for your deck?